And South Africa, remarkably.
What a moment there in the world of sport. Welcome you on 360 Sport. I'm Adeni Aji-Shafe. Well, you're looking at that particular clip there. Nigeria being ousted by South Africa and Team Argentina in the semi-final game that took place in Egypt. So painful. We couldn't make it to the final of this competition. I still don't know how they did it, but they tried their best. That's football at times. You just try your best and it's not working out the way you planned it. Looking at how many shots on target, about 21 of them, and they could not beat South Africa. Well, no thanks to the injury sustained by Harcourt. And right now, the second goalkeeper could not man that post well. That's it. And they were able to do it. Looking at the fact that they won that encounter, talking about South Africa in Nigeria versus South Africa game, 1-0 in favor of South Africa. 1-0 there. Well, as it is right now, we know that they tried their best, but they qualified for the World Cup. After all, the semi-finalists were able to make it. We're actually looking at this game, Nigeria versus South Africa. Let's have the graphics of the result there. And also, before we move on to look at the interviews of that game, alongside Joseph Peter in the studio. Joseph Peter, good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you seem to be kind of, you're not happy.
Yeah, I'm laid back because I'm not happy with that game. The way it turned out, you know, you create all the chances and then your opponent gets to score you with that kind of an easy goal. I mean, it's a bad day for me. I don't like it. I would have preferred if they made it to the final and, you know, win this competition.
Well, that's football at times. You try your best. We saw, if you can at least look at how they performed against South Africa to some extent, I think they were better, far better.
They were far better. That's why I'm pained. You know, when you work hard like that in a game of football, you should be able to bury your chances. And they didn't bury their chances. They didn't take their chances. When you don't take your chances against a worthy opponent, when they get their own, they would use it. They would use it against you, and that's exactly just what happened. And it was just a simple crossing, you know, a pull-out that the goalkeeper should have timed. Seeing that, you know, his defender is already on that player that he's going to, why go and press? Why go out there? Chances, and still couldn't take it. I don't know. I mean, something has to be done. The strikers that we are taking to this World Cup, something just has to be done.
Oh, so painful there. Well, that's it. 1-0 in favor of Morocco. Also did well. They defeated Egypt by a long goal. Morocco also was like South Africa, Nigeria, although they played better compared to how South Africa played against Nigeria. Now it's going to be Morocco versus South Africa in the final.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very tough one. But you know, I think it's an easy.
Nigeria, Morocco should have been tougher.
It would have been tougher. And for me, it's going to be tough because it's a final. But I think Morocco will just, you know, ride, you know, and take away this. I understand football, you know, doesn't always happen like that. But you know, if on paper, if you ask me on paper to pick the winner, of course, the obvious winner would be Morocco. Seeing how they, you know, made their way to the final, who they eliminated on their way to the final, and the fact that the South African team they were not just so good against Nigeria, they were only lucky. You know, football can do things, and that's just football. You know, taking its stance against Nigeria and for South Africa.
Well, right now, talking about the Nigerian versus South African game where we lost by 1-0. South Africa also did well. That's the man of the match, Tylon Smith. He did it. The smile on his face actually tells it all. Congrats to South Africa, Magenta. No matter how it is, you have to congratulate them. They got to the final right now, facing Morocco on Sunday. Nigeria plays Egypt also on Sunday ahead of the final match. Well, to fight for the third place, although the four of them actually qualify for the World Cup. And according to the coach, he will find a way. He actually admits to take the full responsibility of that game. And aside that, he's also talked about how to make sure he removes some players and overhaul that entire team. We need to listen to what he said while he was answering questions from the press that actually covered that event over there in Egypt, alongside the captain of the team, Daniel Bameyi. So we have Coach Ali Zuberu and Daniel Bameyi.
Ali, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, Coach. I know it's not the result you wanted. What's the way forward from here? There's a third place on Sunday and there's a World Cup to prepare for. What is your message to Nigerians?
I think I will take responsibilities for this our inability to get to the final, because I'm in charge, and I'll take full responsibilities for everything that happened. But it's good. At least we're able to know the players that have what it takes to move to the next level, which is to the World Cup. And we know those that cannot make it. So definitely, if ordinarily when we won the Wasteful, we drop majority of the players, Nigerians will complain that why would you have to do that? When players went to the Wasteful and they won it, and you drop majority of the players, I think that is going to be the complaints of Nigeria, which I know very well. But the majority of them were given opportunity at least to be able to showcase what they have here at the Nations Cup. It shows their level can't go beyond Wasteful. But definitely, there's some new players who just have to give a chance to come in when the time comes for the World Cup. And for the match on Sunday, the third place, we are going to put ourselves together to approach the match accordingly.
Okay, Coach, what will you actually say became so much of the problem of today against South Africa? More than 10 chances created and not even one converted.
I think it is the same problem that we have been encountering from the commencement of this championship. We have been so wasteful in front of goal, which is doesn't used to be like this. For anybody that knows Farouk Area, know that he's a clinical finisher. That's why the team so much believe and rely on him. But you can see, he couldn't deliver.
Could you say over-reliance on Paroko led to low scoring tally of the team at this competition?
Okay, in the second match, when Paroko was sat down, when he was put on the bench, I know the number of journalists that were complaining. And why would you put Paroko on the bench? Of course, myself, I said, okay, we need to rest him, at least for him to be able to sit on the bench to see how the proceeding goes. Probably that will even going to give him more motivation when he comes back. But still yet, he couldn't deliver. But that's not taking anything away from him. Arobo still has quality as a striker, but he did not get things right in this AFCON.
Okay, Coach, you mentioned journalists complaining and that Nigerians would have complained if you had dropped the team that won this. But we know that coaches, because they're technical people, should not bother about that. They will do what they know is right. So would you say, because you thought of what people will say, it affected your planning and your technique for this competition?
No, not really. If you get my point very well, I said even if you are seeing some players that were not performing well before the Nations Cup, or probably you are thinking, okay, let's inject some more legs into the team. What people always believe is you should have gotten a carryover of the team that performed during Wasteful. But now, or rather even the players who feel they were not fairly treated because they went to the Wasteful, they conquered, and majority of them are dropped. Even the players who felt that they were not fairly treated. But now that everybody has been given opportunity, of course, other Nigerians will be given the chance to come and showcase what they have. Because World Cup is a bigger event, bigger stage, so and we want the best and nothing but the best.
World Cup is coming up in September. How, Captain Bame, your reaction to the game against South Africa? Your team lost, Nigeria lost 1-0 in the semi-final. What is your reaction?
I feel very bad, but this is a game that we had to control over. We were supposed to bury the game from the first half of this football. It's very hot. It's very cold, very hot, sincerely. I don't know what to say, but we still have another game to play, which is third place. So we'll go and prepare and see how people come back.
What do we expect in the third place? Though we don't know the opponent yet, but at least at all in our balance, in our impact.
With Aliyu Zubairu and also Daniel Bame, captain of that team, right now being able to talk to the press concerning the match between Nigeria and South Africa. Well, painful moment there. I love the fact that the coach actually admitted that, well, he takes full responsibility for what happened.
It's good to see him take responsibility. If he had thrown any of the players under the bus, the Nigerians would be angry with him. A lot of people will be angry with him because he was the one that came out prior to this game and said that they have trained well and they have fixed the scoring problem. Only for us to see that problem persist till our exit now from the competition. And I like the fact that he is trying to explain how if they had won, then if he had gone and dropped and taken another team, a lot of blames will come. that blame, of course, would not happen now, because right now he has the opportunity to beef up the team. For him, it's kind of an opportunity for him to see what actually went wrong and fix it. And it's better this is done in the WAFU, just like he said, in the AFCON, than when it is global. When it's global, the stakes are higher, and the pain will be, of course, a lot more higher. And the whole world knows Nigeria to do well when it comes to age grade football. So it will be very, very bad for us to go and crash out because of lack of goal scoring. I support him on that. I'm with him on that stand that it is an opportunity for us to, make sure that we prepare better for the World Cup.
Well, as it says right now, hopefully Nigeria will be playing against Egypt on Sunday. We wish them the best as they go for the bronze medal position. At least they've qualified for the World Cup, and according to the coach, they'll try to see how they can overhaul the Flying Eagles team ahead of the Chile 2025. From there, let's look at the women NWFL Super 6 taking place in Ikene Remo, where 6 teams are jostling for who will win the league for this season. Well, for yesterday's match, the 4 result, we have 1-0 from Edo Queens. They defeated Bayelsa Queens. They are Rivers Angels 2, Nigeria Test of Abuja 0. And you have Remo Star Ladies. They play 0-0 against Nasarawa Amazons in their match day 4 that took place on Thursday. Right now, they play their last game on Saturday. It's going to be a simultaneous game. But before we talk about that one, okay, let's take a look at how the table is. Surprisingly, at least I love the fact that something is different now. Nasarawa Amazon ahead of Edo Queens 1-0 after playing 4 matches. They won 2, they drew 2. They are yet to lose any game. Edo Queens are trailing with a point. And you have Bayelsa Queens, Remo Stars Ladies all having 7 points apiece. And you have Rivers Angels 4 and Nigeria Test of Abuja with no point yet. They play on Saturday.
Looking at this table, you would see that from the 1st to the 4th position have the opportunity to actually win this competition. And it's beautiful because it tells you the degree of competitiveness that is in the Super 6 this year. And what's even more lovely for me is last year, this time, I was seated here complaining about, bitter about Nasarawa Amazon, how bad they did last season. They seem to have turned the tables now. Look at the position, look at their position. They are first on the table, and if they, peradventure get to win their game against Edo Queens, they become the champions. And I would really love to see that. However, it's going to be a very difficult game because
difficult because both of them.
Edo Queens, are no go area. So
what if they play draw?
If they play draw, Bayelsa can now
wins,
pick.
If Remo Star wins,
Remo wins. The whole thing is just open. 4 teams to win. To having the opportunity or the chance of winning this particular Super 6. So it has been a beautiful game of football for the women, and hopefully Nasarawa Amazon wins. But I would like to say again, as a sportsman that I am, may the best team win.
But seriously, what I'm not really, I saw the prize money, 10 million naira.
Not encouraging.
And then the second team will get 6 million, 4 million, like that. The 6th team, let's say Nigeria Tells, will go with 500,000.
And if you find out how much they have spent, their expenses, going to Remo and paying the players and everything that is involved when it comes to logistics in football is a lot more than 500,000.
I think the 10 million should even go for the Nigeria Tells.
Exactly. I don't know why. This shows the regard, the amount of regard we have for women football, and we really need to up this because it has to be better than this.
I think the biggest problem is not getting much sponsors. I remember that the only category they got sponsor for is the goalkeeper of the tournament. And right now, maybe that's why NWFL have to source money. But if there are sponsors, maybe the money could be more than this. But they need to make it bigger than this.
Then we need to make it bigger. We need to package it well so that the sponsors will be interested in spending their money. The stadium don't need to be empty the way it used to be when women are playing football, because we actually love football in this country. So they should work on that. This money that they are being given is too small for these clubs.
Talking about women NWFL Super 6, they are taking place in Ikene Remo. Well, we hope to see the winner that will be emerging tomorrow on Saturday, where they play the final games. That'll be simultaneous there. From there, let's quickly go to the NBA and look at the result. Of course, a good one coming from Denver Nuggets. They were able to do well, 20 teams around against OKC. Let's have it there. They were able to win that game 119 as against Oklahoma State Thunder, score 107. The man of the moment, Nikola Jokic, did well, 29 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals for his team. And you also have to give kudos to Alexander, who did well, scoring 32 points for OKC, rather for his team there. But right now, you just have to look at it as it's looking at the stand-up, that's playoff standing rather. You look at it's now 3-3 in the Western Conference for the father OKC and Denver. Now get one game to go. Who wins that game on Sunday? And you have, of course, Timberwolves have already set themselves up. Waiting for the winner between OKC and Denver Nuggets. Of course, Indiana Pacers have also done it against Cleveland Cavaliers, and waiting for the winner between Boston Celtics and New York Knicks, who have done 3-2. Well, wait to see. Will they make it 3-3, or it's going to be 4-2 there? Well, that's how it is so far in the playoffs. Quickly, let's just touch on the NBA games that actually play between Denver Nuggets and also OKC.
Here's Gordon on the other.
For the moment there between OKC and Denver Nuggets, well, that's it. They will be fighting now to see who actually wins that particular series there. Well, because of our time, let's quickly look at Spanish La Liga. Of course, Barcelona, they've won the league. They are celebrating right now. Let's have a feel of it. Espanyol versus Barcelona, where they won that game, and they were able to declare the winner of Spanish La Liga for this season. Well, congrats to Barcelona there. They were able to do it yesterday. Well, if you look at it, they were gunning for treble, but they missed out on one. At least they still wanted to be celebrated.
You know, if at the beginning of the season, you know, Hansi Flick is being told, you're not going to win the Champions League, but you win the Copa del Rey, the Super Cup, and the La Liga, would you take it?
Or you go for
Champions League alone. He would be he would rush it. He would rush it. Because at the beginning of this season, the whole Spain was like, Mbappe is coming. Real Madrid are going to have Kylian, Vinicius, Mbappe, Bellingham. So it was supposed to be all Real Madrid this season. But look at what football can do. And look at them now celebrating with his young stars. Barcelona were in a fix. They were not able to sign players the way they wanted to sign. They can't sell some the way they wanted to. Rafinha was supposed to leave the team. There was nobody buying. But look at how many goals he has contributed. Football just has a way of telling stories.
Well, Hansi Flick has really done well to some extent. He has done well, looking at the fact that this season, out of 4, he was running after, he won 3. And I was listening to someone, don't look at my face, you already know where I'm going, right? Don't worry, I won't go there.
Okay.
But I was just listening to someone commenting yesterday that, okay, no matter how bad, Man United are still going for Europa, no matter how bad, Chelsea are going for conference, Man City, they at least, there is hope against Crystal Palace, maybe they will scoop it, and then Liverpool, they won the league, and then you now say, I don't even know what to do.
You sure went to where you
somebody was saying that.
Okay.
Somebody said that.
Yeah.
That, okay, look at us, we were running after all the 4. We don't even get one.
At the end. It's so sad for Arsenal, but I will not discuss Arsenal.
And that's why I said I don't want to go there.
I'm not going to discuss it. You have shot your shot. No problem. But let's focus on Barcelona. And honestly, at the beginning of this season, I didn't give them any chance to win these trophies that they are winning. No chance. I am a partial Madrid fan, and I believed that Madrid would have a wonderful year. Seeing what Vinicius and Bellingham do, now to add the goals of Mbappe, would have been, glamorous, but it just went the other way around. It just went south instead of, our expectation. Congratulations to Barcelona. They deserve it. That Lamine Yamal is going to be a great, great footballer.
A great footballer there that you're actually racing in Barcelona with Lamine Yamal doing so much at 17. What will happen when that guy turns to 23, 24? Well, from the La Liga, let's quickly touch. Matches are coming up today in Premier League. We have fixtures there because time is really running. I'm just going to touch on all of them one by one. Let's have it. Aston Villa on the All Sport, Chelsea, Manchester United.
Well, one team has something to play for. The other one is just playing it for the fun of it.
Which team is playing for something?
We all know their name. With the noisy neighbors I have in London. They are playing for something. They need these points in order to make it, in the top 5. They have a very, very important, all-important game two of them. One is the Conference League, the other one is the final game against Nottingham Forest, just for them to stay up and be able to make it to the Champions League. I don't know if I want them to make it anyway, but I would prefer if Man United win the Europa Cup and makes it to the Champions League.
So who are you seeing winning tonight? Chelsea, Man United?
It's usually going to be Chelsea, because Man United are really not playing anything in the Premier League. Right now, they are not, putting anything there. They have put all their eggs in the basket of the Europa Cup, and they don't care what happens in the Premier League. So maybe Chelsea should win this one.
Don't say maybe. Chelsea will win. Which one will maybe? That's a political statement. Anyway, just dragging some feed on the show. We quickly look at the story that has to do with Cristiano Ronaldo. That man, either you hate him or love him, he's doing well for himself at 40. Forbes highest paid athlete, Cristiano Ronaldo tops 2025 list. Looking at the list right now, imagine you earning about £200 million. What would you say? Looking at it right now, world's top 10 highest paid athletes for 2025. Ronaldo in football, $275 million. That's £206.6 million. Stephen Curry, of course, basketball, he actually earned 117 in pounds. And you have Tyson Fury in boxing, 109. Dak Prescott of American football, 103. Lionel Messi standing fifth there in football, 101.4 million pounds. LeBron James, 105. Juan Soto, baseball, 85.7. You have Karim Benzema. A lot of people are, wow, Benzema, yes, he's earning a lot of money in Saudi Arabia, 78.2 million pounds. Shohei Ohtani in baseball, 77 million. And Kevin, of course, the Durant man, with 76.2. Well, right now, the big one happening today, let's just flip that aside. Gateway Games is coming up to the starting today, and at least we have Nigerian athletes all across Nigeria going to be there to compete in this competition. 14,000 athletes across Nigeria, 15 days, and they all compete at one stage. Joseph, our time is up. We just have to go.
I would have really want to talk about the hate towards Ronaldo, because I don't understand. If you hate Ronaldo, you hate
next
football.
time you do that, they will boot us out of the studio. We just have to go right now. Mr. Peter has been here. Thanks so much. I'm Adeni Aji Shafe. It's for the fitness and business. Thanks for watching.